What's good, y'all? This is your boy Jay Clark, and today I'm going to be explaining how the offering and ranking systems work and all the misconceptions and the lies and the truths to the system. So let's get into it. All right, so there's a few things I want to hit right off the bat that I hear a lot just through social media and people DMing me and stuff. So the number one thing I want to say is you do not have to be ranked to get offers or interest from any type of coach. Offers and interests are what coaches offer to players that they feel like best fit their program. So just because you're ranked in the top 100 doesn't mean you're going to be the best fit to all these colleges in America. I got lots of friends like Cameron Pierce and DJ Jackson and even Chibuzo that weren't ranked in the top 100 at anywhere and got to great Division I schools. So that's the first misconception I want to talk about. You do not have to be ranked to get any offers. But all right. Having offers, however, does help out a lot. Now, the flip side to that is if you are ranked, you do get higher major schools most likely because that's just identifying you as a top player. If you get what I mean. So your name's just at the top of the list rather than somebody else who may be living in North Dakota or something that doesn't get exposure like that. It'll be a lot harder for them to get their name out there rather than someone who's on the top of an ESPN or 247 or Rivals list. And I'll get more into those three websites later into the video. But yeah. Now, since we're talking about exposure, I know a lot of people are wondering, like, dang, how do you get to Compton Magic, Oakland Soldiers, any Nike, EYBL, Adidas Gauntlet, or Under Armour team? Basically, from what I understand, is they either find you through their high school if you're making noise at your school, or you can go to top camps like All West Camp, Pangos All-American Camp, just different camps in different regions to help you get your name out there. And most of the time, them coaches are, for those AAU teams, are all lurking at that camp, waiting and looking for the next star of their teams. For example, I was found when I went to before I went to Compton Magic, I was playing at the Pangos camp, and I didn't have nobody on me. I didn't have no name, wasn't ranked. I was just out there playing, and I ended up making the top 20 game at Pangos All-American. And after Pangos, I had Compton Magic on me, Cal Supreme, The Truth. I had Russell Westbrook's brother calling my dad, asking, can he get me to play? And ultimately, I went with Compton Magic because that's where I was comfortable at, and that's where I'm from, Corona. Me and Tope are like this now. But you can get exposure very easily. It's just you have to work for it. You can't just be going out to boo-boo camps and playing in the back gym here, the back gym there. If you want to get on the stage, you're going to have to go to where the smoke is, basically. You're going to have to want the exposure and want to work and want to prove yourself and prove that you can play with these kids if y'all want the offers that y'all want. If you're talking about like the Dukes, Kentucky's, UCLA, North Carolina, Gonzaga, you're going to have to play against other top kids. Stuff like that doesn't just come to you, if you get what I mean. But there's ways you can put yourself in a better position to be able to get to those schools or put yourselves in spots where they're already at, like going to camps. I personally never went to camps. Well, I lied. Yes, I used to go to camps when I was younger. I went to Pepperdine's camp, Cal State Fullerton camp. I went to a couple of camps, but I was above that level of camp. But basically, if you go to the camps, like where the school is, all of their coaches are already there watching and helping you practice and get better. So if you have a dream school and they have a camp, I would suggest you go. If you don't have no name, no anything, no exposure, I would suggest you to go to those camps and go show out, because there's no better place. It's going to be right there. Like, you're going to be right there with the kids or in the coaches that you want to play for. So yeah, that's what I really suggest. Also, I suggest trying to get on a Nike, EYBL, Adidas Gauntlet, or Under Armour team, because I know a lot of y'all play for y'all high schools and you go for 20 for your schools or whatever. A 20 in high school and a 20 on the circuit is two different types of 20s. And if you're playing for your neighborhood team or your little rec league or whatever, and you're trying to get seriously recruited, it's not going to happen, because there's Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. I know y'all know the three. All the top players are at the three circuits. All the top players, all the top coaches go to watch the top players. So for all the off-brand players, ain't many coaches left. They may send an assistant here, an assistant there, but y'all getting the leftovers. If y'all get on the main circuit, you're there where all the coaches are at every single week and every live period. So that's the best and fastest way to get offered. And all you got to do is work. Like, it's not impossible to get on these teams. I've seen plenty. They got select teams, main teams, A teams, B teams. But you don't want to leave a team because you're only scoring 8 points on the circuit and go off circuit and score 20. Because it's a different type of 20. You're not doing it against real competition. In college, everybody don't score 20 points. They may look at he's a 3-and-D guy, or he's an energy guy, or he's a great teammate. He gets the bench involved. So there's different opportunities for you to play in school. Don't allow your point total on the circuit or a high level style of basketball, where a high level style of basketball is being played, determine if you're going to stay or bounce off and go to somewhere else. Now, if you aren't on the circuit and you're looking to get on, like I said, I would go to top camps, even reach out, email, call, phone call. You never know what can happen. People are always looking for players that are willing to play hard, if you know what I'm saying. And one thing I will say, if you do make it, do not be on no cool stuff, because you will get exposed on the circuit. Everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants a Louisville offer, a Duke offer, a Kentucky offer, a North Carolina offer. Everybody wants that. So if you're going to be out there on some cool stuff, not playing defense stuff, you're going to get exposed out there. And that can hurt you just as bad as you going for 20. Just as fast as you can gain an offer, you can lose an offer. It happens all the time. Kids go out there lollygagging, oh, I'm cool, I got this, I got that. Schools be snatching stuff too. As fast as they give it to you, is as fast as they can take it from you. They don't got to promise you nothing. Because at the end of the day, the coach got to keep his job at that school. So y'all got to understand how it works. Offers aren't just given out and thrown. You got to earn them, because at the end of the day, you're trying to help a school win. Now, when rankings do come into play is when you already have the offers and everything you want, and now you want to go to top camps, like Top 100, for example, Top 100. You want to get into the McDonald's game. You want to get into the Jordan Brand Classic. You want to get into the Allen Iverson game, the Ball is Life All-American, the Triple B's All-American. Like, when you want to get into top stuff, that's where rankings do matter, and they can affect you, because they're going to look for the top players. So automatically you get cut. You get cut if you're not on the top 100 for events like that, because they want the best, they want the cream of the crop. So that's where rankings are really dictating on how you can, or how you finish your senior year out mainly. That's where rankings really matters, your senior year, leaving high school. Excuse me. But other than that, rankings aren't that important. They get you a little bit of Instagram clout, Facebook clout, Snapchat, stuff like that, but they don't really play a big part in your recruitment until the very end. Yes, if you're ranked, that makes the recruiting process a whole lot easier. Coaches are going to come to you naturally because your name's on the list. But if you're not ranked, don't worry. It's not the end of the world. I promise y'all. You can still make it. It's still a shot if you're willing to work and put in the effort that it takes to make it, to be able to go to Division I. And if you want to go to the NBA, once you get to Division I, now you got to work again. Because once you get into college, rankings and all that don't matter. All your high school accolades are washed away. They don't care about none of that. Everybody, when you get to Division I level or Division II, Division III even, everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants to play in the NBA. That's the goal. And out of high school, only 1% make it to Division I. And out of Division I, only 1% make it to the NBA. So it's a tight gap. It's a tight window. It's a tight window. And everybody wants the same thing. So whoever wants it more, whoever willing to put in the work, will succeed in the end. Now, for y'all asking that don't know what ESPN 247 or Rival Sports is, I'll have it pulled up right here. But basically, it's a list of the top 100, 150, whatever their cutoff is. Each one is different, but it tells you their height, weight, name, school, and position, and what other schools that are on them. So then it will give a list of like UCLA, USC, Cal Berkeley. And basically, it's a measuring stick with other players. And the further up the chart you go, the higher the offers, the bigger the name, stuff like that normally. But basically, schools just go on there and look and find players that match what they're looking for. And then they look into that player and see if their game matches what they need. So if they need a 3-and-D guy, they'll look up a name, boom. Oh, he has this school. Okay, cool. Let's go watch him. Oh, he don't really shoot the 3-ball well and he doesn't play defense. Nah. All right, let's go to number 56. He goes, dun, 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 dun. Oh, he does it. He does what we need. All right, cool. Let's offer him. Pretty much that's how it works. Now, if you're a top player, you're going to get offers regardless most of the time because everybody just wants to have the highest player in the class. That's how it works. But for most of y'all watching this video, I'm just going to assume none of y'all have this. But to get on this list, like I said again, all you got to do is go to camps, play hard. They'll even find you in your high school season if you're putting up crazy numbers and playing against good competition. Competition is everything, though, because they will knock you if you're in a little league, a little whack league where nobody's playing good at all your teams suck, everyone has negative records. They will dock you for that. So my biggest piece of advice is to get where all of the competition's at. If your high school is playing a terrible schedule year after year, again, transfer to a school that is playing the toughest schedule in your area just to gain the respect and show that you want to play against the best competition. Don't keep playing against the boys you know you can get 50. Go where you know you can't. Because that's where all the coaches are going to come and see and be like, okay, this boy can really play. Because at the next level, there ain't many weak links at all. Everybody can contribute in some way, shape, or form. So that's my biggest piece of advice. Get to where all the competition is in your city, state, region, whatever. Just go. Because that's where the coaches normally are going to go. But, yeah, so back to the list, though. So basically the top 25 through 40 is normally your McDonald's All-American, Jordan Brand Classic list, all that. And then below, get the leftover All-American games and stuff like that. So if you want to play in the top All-American games, your goal should be in the top 40 range. If you don't really care, you just want to get to college, whatever, anywhere on the list would be fine for you. But, yeah. Now, I know a lot of y'all are like, okay, well, if I don't get offers, I don't have this and this. Is there any way I can still get in touch with coaches? Can I talk to them, whatever? So basically, coaches have live periods and dead periods. So when they're in a live period, that's when they come out to the games to see you and stuff like that. But emailing never hurts. Writing letters never hurts. Just anything to get your name out and draw an attention of a coach, because you don't know what they can be doing. They human like me and you. He may check his email and read and be like, oh, this may be a special kid, and go check. But for the most part, the easiest way to get offers and any type of exposure, interest, all that is to get on the circuit. That's the fastest and easiest way. There's so many coaches there. There's so many good players. They're going to flock. And all you need is a good crowd, and somebody can and probably will offer you if you're working hard and know how to play basketball the correct way. That's one thing I will say. Do not get in front of coaches and start doing stuff you're not capable of doing. So if you don't shoot the three ball that well, don't shoot the three ball like that. If you can't catch and shoot and rip and try to dunk on somebody, don't catch, shoot, and rip and try to dunk on somebody. Huh? I said that wrong. But if you can't rip and go dunk on somebody, don't go rip and go dunk on somebody. Like, just do what you know you're best at, because that's what you're trying to showcase to them. Just show all your strong points. That's all the coaches should see the first time watching you play. Every time watching you play, should just see your best. Don't go out there and try to wild out because there's coaches. Don't stop passing the ball, doing stuff like that, because it makes you look bad as an individual. It doesn't hurt your team, it hurts you personally. And once you get checked off a list, because all colleges have like a top 6 of players they want. And once your name gets scratched off that list, it's very hard to get back on. So I'd suggest when you play in front of coaches, or if you get the opportunity to play in front of a coach, just do what you're comfortable with. Do what you work on every day in the gym. Do what you work on for years, what you've been doing for years, what got you to that position. Just keep doing that. Do not try to big time and be all fancy and doing stuff you know you're not capable of doing. And this last part is going to sound dumb, and I know people don't want to hear it, but it really does matter. Your grades. Grades are a big factor because that tells schools what kids they can recruit based off who can get into their school. Regardless of basketball, schools still got a standard. Unless you in the top 25, standards don't really matter there. But if you're outside of that, the schools have a standard, and you have to meet that to still get in the school. So if your grades is messed up, no matter how good you are, coaches literally can't get you into their school. So if they got somebody with the same skill set as you, and you got a 1.8 and he got a 3.0, 3.2, 3.4, he's going. If y'all got the same skill set, so you always want to give yourself a little bit of an edge, or if you're already not ranked in everything, especially, you already want to have that edge coming in. So if you got a 4.0, something crazy, and he got a 2.0, you ain't got to be as good as him half the time, because coaches get checks off of GPAs too. There's a standard GPA. And if they meet that, they get bonus checks. So they can pull you in as a grade guy. You never know. So you want to make sure your grades are on top at all times. Do not let your grades sink, and get good SAT scores. The higher your grades are, the lower your test score can be to get into the school. So grades are a huge factor going in. And if you got all that, if you can get on the circuit, your grades is good, and you playing against the best competition, don't worry, you got something coming your way. Division 1 or Division 2. Division 2 is not bad. There's plenty of players that play Division 2 that are in the league now, or even the G League or overseas making money. At the end of the day, you just want to play professional basketball. So do not let, because no D1s came, only D2s came, don't let that discourage you from playing and doing what you love to do. It don't matter. They find you anywhere. If you're good enough, they'll find you. I can't repeat that enough. If they're good enough, they'll find you. So, yeah, that's all y'all got to do. Get good grades, head up, play with good exposure. Oh, and last thing, always be a great teammate. Coaches don't ever want to see nobody pounding, throwing a fit, getting upset, fighting. Always be a great teammate and have a great attitude. If you're upset about a play and you see a coach or whatever, just smile, laugh it off. It's not that big of a deal. Next play, keep playing. Because you don't know. Coaches don't always come with a school on their chest. They can come in some khakis and a white shirt and sit up in the corner just to watch what you do when nobody is around. When they do, they'll just go sit up there, just watch you run back and forth. You'll never know nobody there. You throw a fit. Now they're seeing the real you, because you don't know they're there mentally. So you acting how you would normally act. So that's what I'm saying. Always keep a good attitude and be respectful. Don't be cussing out refs. Everybody knows refs aren't good. There's never been a good ref. No ref is perfect. So don't spend your time sitting there fighting with the ref if you already know it's not going to be good. All you can do is hurt yourself and hurt your chances of getting a full ride, which is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on where you go to school at. And you don't get to come out of college without debt. That's the biggest goal right there, getting a free education. That's all we want to do as collegiate athletes. So right there, that's what you need, good attitudes. That's very important. But other than that, if you got all them things and you checked off, you should be fine, for real. So that's all I got today. Thank y'all for tuning in. Subscribe, like, follow all my social medias. I'll have those below in the description. And comment in the comment section what else y'all want tips and help with, or challenges or anything. I'm trying to get active on YouTube. So yeah, thank y'all for watching, and y'all have a good day.